All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, good morning. Today is day at the bottom. Y'all know I can never remember the time. It's 8:49 a.m. y'all. Let's get into what happened with my grandma. Like, let's talk about it. Let's stop beating around this bush, y'all. If y'all hear the heat blowing, I put it down as softly as I can, babe, but it's cold outside and I'm doing this video in my car. My car been warming up for a while. Yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so let's talk about it. I'm laughing because I'm trying to be unserious, but it's serious for me. This video is gonna be a healing video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Arikat B. Do videos about hauls, vlogs, natural hair, family, travel. I do a little bit of everything over here. If you're interested, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Love interacting with y'all in the comments. I love lurking in the comments from Chicago, period. Okay. Yeah. So back in November last year, was when you guys saw it is snowing. Ghetto. Anyways, wait, hold on. Why would people from Chicago or any place that snow every winter, why we be acting shocked when we start seeing it snowing or being cold? I do that too. So look, anyways, last November, 2 years ago, y'all saw me going to a funeral. I vlogged as much as I could. I vlogged all the way up to me going there and after the funeral of my grandmother. Let me give y'all a little backstory on my grandma, the one that y'all always hear me talk about. This grandma is my dad's mom, okay? And when I was a teenager, I used to live with her, okay? When you guys seen the vlogs where I had like the green curtains and I was such a hippie. I'm a hippie at heart still, but I had like the green curtains and all the colorful stuff. Like, that's who house I was living at. This is a long time ago, y'all. I'm showing my age, but this is like a while ago. I was doing YouTube back then. And so, yeah, so I've lived with my grandma for like a year almost before I got married. And I used to always go and visit her. Let me just tell you, my grandma had MS, multiple sclerosis, if you don't know what that is. You know, basically she was paralyzed from like I want to say more or less like the waist down, but a little bit upper. She only really had control of her like head and her some feeling in her hands and her arms. So just imagine basically being bedbound. She's always been like this majority of my life. So I don't personally remember her walking around, but there's videos of her and pictures of her with me walking around and stuff. So that's that. So as far as I knew, my grandma was basically bedbound. I would come over there, visit her, you know, before I actually start moving in with her and living with her, blase. So over time living with her, I just started getting really close to her, and like, you know, this became like a mom to me. She was always there for me. She was my biggest, but y'all thought I had supporters. But my grandma was my biggest YouTube supporter. Like, loved me doing YouTube. Yeah, my grandma used to always just be like, you in front of that computer, you making your videos, or she'll be like, send me your video when you get done. My grandma was my biggest supporter. Biggest. So like I was saying, like, you know, living with her, I got to know her. Like, really, baby, my grandma was locked in. We were talking stuff. We were so locked in. It was just crazy. To the point where you couldn't tell me that lady was my age. And like, we would sit up and drink wine together and have snacks. Like, I would get off of work, we would get food. Baby, that was my best friend. And this video is the first video I'm really truly talking about it for real. This video is dedicated for this whole situation. So if I start crying, if I get emotional, if I stop, I'm trying to minimally cut it, but I'm just talking. I ain't write nothing down. I'm in my car. I decided, hey, today I'm gonna do this video, and that's what it is. So so it's a normal day, you know. Mainly I was there living with her, but sometimes she would have issues with her caretakers where they wouldn't come and like take care of her, or they couldn't get a way to get over there. So there would be times where she would, you know, need to be cleaned up or like gotten together, and like she wouldn't be able to. And you know, at the time I was living on the north side and my grandma still on the south side, I would either have to come travel or get somebody to come get me, or try to find somebody to help her, you know, or she'll just be there. Like, that was just the truth. She would just be there sometimes. I just can't believe it just started snowing. Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of times I remember there was nights where she used to go to the hospital and have pains or have issues. I used to sit in with the hospital from the time they open. You know, hospital never closed, but be there from midnight all the way the next day in the afternoon, spend the night at the hospital. I used to do that with her. Go to the ER. I've been to the MRI with her. I've been every freaking appointments. I've been everywhere with this lady for her health wise. And when I tried to start like taking care of her and like getting paid to do it, I guess it was always a hiccup. And that's why I'm just like, I'm not meant to like get paid and do this. Like, this is my grandma, I'm gonna do it regardless, don't matter. So fast forward, this is just some backstory. Fast forward, let's just say that in a particular day, okay, she's getting normal care done, and I guess they're trying to do a transfer from her bed to the wheelchair, to either she had an appointment or something she had to do. And one of the ladies that was taking care of her, I wasn't there, from what I heard, was being negligent and did something to where they had her up in the Hoyer, and she fell and broke her leg. Mind you, I told y'all that my grandma is was basically like paralyzed from, she only had feeling in her hands and her face and her arms. So she broke her leg, long story short. I find out, she goes to the hospital. So like I was saying, she basically fell, went to the hospital. I don't know, I can't remember if I found out that day or like the next day, whatever, it doesn't matter. I found out, my dad told me. It was just like, ever since she went to the hospital, everything went downhill within like a week. When I tell you, at this time, this car that I'm in right now was down. I didn't even have a way of getting out there, and nobody would come get me. When I tell you, that whole week was just up and down. Like, one day she's in the hospital, then she's doing better, then she's on life support. Like, how did we get here? How did we go from a leg being broke to all this shit going on? Sorry, excuse me language. How did we go here? In a week or two. How? I know they say when the elderly start breaking bones, stuff that usually, like, you know, start causing other issues and stuff. I get it. I'm in healthcare. I know. 10 years healthcare. 10 years strong, baby. I know what I'm talking about. But how did we get here? Like, then it was like some stuff was supposed to get done legally, like to get compensation or to have legal stuff done for people to be punished for what they did, and nobody got punished. Let me tell y'all. So it was literally like, I found out she fell, her leg was broke, and then it was like she was doing good. Then it was like, it was just back and forth. Mind you, my dad's just calling me, telling me this. Then it's, oh, she's on life support. What? How we go here? Mind you, I'm all the way out north. This is happening out south. It's only like 35, 45 minutes, but mind you, my car is down. Nobody will come and get me. Yeah, so I'm just SOL. I'm just hearing about this shit through the phone. Everybody else didn't want to see her at the hospital. Nobody thought, you know, let me get to Kyra, let me pick her up, let me let her see her grandma. Then my dad called me and tell me that he got power of attorney. I remember talking to him when he told me he got power of attorney, and I was like, what are you gonna do with that power? What is your decision? Mind you, when all this is happening, the person that did this didn't even get prosecuted, didn't even get in trouble for it. It's not even a case open about it. And this is my story. Let me just intercede here. This is my story. This is how I interpret. This is how I felt about it. Me. If this ain't exactly how everything went, this is how it went for me, and how I knew, and how I feel. Okay. All right. Just so we clarify that. I don't need nobody in my comment section, friends, family, nobody saying nothing different. All right. So What part was on, y'all? My mind going frazzled. So yeah, my dad told me he get power of attorney. I'm like, what you gonna do with that power? He like, I don't know. I said, just let me know what's going on so I can see my grandma. Literally, it was like the next. It's like when I tell you, it was like Monday. It was like a week or two. Like it was every day. I didn't know if my grandma was alive or not. I didn't know if my grandma was breathing. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. I just was getting random calls every day. That shit fucked my mind up real bad. Excuse my language. I'm not apologizing. Look, my channel. Click off if you don't like it. It messed my head up. Okay. To just think one day somebody was alive in my life here, and to think one day they just not, and not knowing, and like feeling as if you're excluded from the situation when you were like the one that was right there all the time and you couldn't be there. This is my healing video. Okay, y'all. So it was at one point she was on life support, and I was begging somebody to come pick me up, like so I could at least say my last goodbyes. I'll never forget the day of my sister's graduation, because that's the day I remember. After her graduation, I missed the visiting hours by 1 hour. And that was the day that I called the nurses. I'm begging, I'm calling triage, I'm calling whoever the freak department that was. I'm blowing that line down, back to back to back. Hang up, dialing, hang up, dialing. I'm calling my dad, I'm calling my auntie, I'm calling everybody. They like, yeah, the visiting hours is closed. You know, you're gonna have to like reschedule. I said my grandma is on life support. I don't know if she gonna be here tomorrow. I'm just like, I'm out here. This is the first day I came out south, because somebody came and picked me up, I think, or I drove my car and it was raggedy. So like I was saying, oh, that's the garbage people, y'all. Period. So that day I'm calling them. They like, yeah, you just missed visiting hours. I'm like, I don't know if my grandma gonna be here. I'm not even gonna be in town tomorrow to come in. I want to say either the next day or the day after that, they decided to pull her life support. I don't remember how long after it was, but I want to say it was either like the next day or the day. Like, it was just crazy. It was like everybody got to see her, and I didn't even get to see her before she left. And I think that's the part that irritates me, because I felt like I was the one there for her. And I'm not saying she didn't have no other support. I'm not saying that nobody else was there for her. I just felt like nobody else made an effort for me to see her, knowing the situation I was in. And yeah, I think that's the part that hurts. And then people tell me, you wouldn't have wanted to see her like that. I didn't care. I don't care if I would have saw her like that. I've seen her in predicaments like that before, being sick or having ailments or something. I've seen her like that. But for her to just know I was there, and to me to know that I got to see her one last time, would have made it better. And my grandma, we didn't even take a lot of pictures. When I tell you I was living with this lady, I was with this lady all the time. I don't even have a lot of pictures of her like that with me and her. We didn't take pictures because we was always together. I'd go to church. It would be times when she got to go to church with me or she couldn't, and I'll record church, or she'll be on the prayer line. They'll call her. Like, when I tell y'all I lost a best friend, And when y'all saw the video of me going to her funeral, I didn't even tell y'all what had happened. So everybody made it seem like she succumbed to her illness, whatever the heck, that she succumbed to her illness, and she did not. She did not succumb to MS. She didn't. She did not. Someone dropped her, being negligent. She didn't even succumb to her MS, y'all, and that's what her whole funeral was about. So I'm automatically going into the funeral mad, bro. I went in there mad. She didn't even have a funeral. She got cremated. My dad did give us her ashes, and I spread mine at the beach in Chicago. My grandma always loved talking about downtown in Chicago, and I felt it was only right for me to release her down there. Well, I forgot what I was even talking about. Anyways, yeah, so the funeral, she didn't want a funeral. She had like a repast situation where we just talked about grandma like quickly, and then we just had food or whatever, and then we went out with family and just drank and ate after. Y'all know how it be. The problem that I know that I had to make this video, y'all, that's why I said this video may be more for me than it is for y'all. Because what was starting to happen was I was so busy wrapped up in my life at the time, being a wife and a mom and being everything for everybody else, that I did not allow myself to grieve properly. I was too busy with my life, and I didn't allow myself to grieve properly. And now that I don't have the distraction, not even a distraction, but being married with somebody that wasn't serving me, I'm now able to start processing what's going on. And my grieving, me not grieving, is catching up with me. It was times when I first moved back home out here that I was driving past her. I was just driving. I just was telling my sister this. I was just driving. And I tell myself to Kurt, where you driving to? I'm driving to go see my grandma. Just driving. Just driving with no destination. To the point where for the longest I couldn't drive past her house. And I don't even know another way to go around without going past her house. And the part that triggered me recently, I was in a grocery store out here. A local grocery store. I'm not going to say the name of it. I'm not even going to speak too much on the area I stay in. If you know, you know. I'm walking in the store with my daughter. Just walking on the phone, looking for the grocery stuff. Why did I look up and see the lady that basically killed my grandma? And I think the problem I have for real, y'all, is that one, I didn't get to see her before she left this realm. And her repast funeral, whatever you want to call it, was like a slap in the face, because it was like a lie. It was a lie. And if I gotta be the whistleblower, I'm gonna be the whistleblower, because this is for my healing. I don't care what nobody else think about the video. You know how many videos I did? People was like, you shouldn't post that. You should take it down. First off, it's posted already. I'm already making money off of it. Why would I take it down? Number two, I done edited, recorded, done everything for this video on my own. By myself. I'm not taking it down. And number three, this is for my healing. So if you don't like it, click off. Unsubscribe. And thank you. Anyways, y'all, yeah, if I remember, I'll put snippets of that vlog in the end of this video. But yeah, basically that's my whole truth on with my grandma. I lost my best friend. It's always gonna hurt. I'm not gonna lie. Please, if you lost, like, you go to grieving counseling, go to counseling. I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy since early last year. Took a break because of the current situation. You guys know I'm in with moving and going through a separation, all of that good stuff. So yeah, I'm just talking about speaking my truth. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. The topic is very touchy with me, especially like as a recent. I think it was like last month, like right before the Christmas, New Year. I saw that lady walking around in the store, and it bothers me because no justice was ever taken for her, taken from my grandma too. I think that's what bothers me as well. But y'all, I gotta go in this house. I gotta take care of some business. I just wanted to talk to y'all about like what happened with my grandma. Like I said, don't know if this video will help anybody, but I just pray that if anybody lost somebody, no matter who that is, that you go through grieving counseling, you get help, you talk about it as much as you need to. It do get better. Like, I don't cry every day, but I have little moments. That's all I can say. I just have little moments where I get sad or think about it, like, oh, I wish she was here type of thing. But I never let it stop me. I use it as motivation to keep going, and that's why I'm gonna do this YouTube, and I'm gonna eat off of this YouTube. And y'all, I be laughing at myself. Let me just give a little humor. I always think I look like a little egg. But yeah, that's just my truth with everything, and that's how I feel about everything. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I used to be so mad about when my grandma passed away. I used to want, you know how they be like, I want your head on the platter on my nightstand, baby. That's how I was. I used to want a blood, body for body, head for head. I used to. I say, you know what? God got it. God got it. I still want justice to be taken care of. I want this person to be in trouble. But leave it up with God. It is what it is. And yeah, y'all, that's my truth. That's the story of my grandma dying, passing, being murdered. I don't know how you want to word it. Whatever, that is what it is, y'all. If y'all like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Love lurking with y'all in the comments. Share this video if it helped you in some way, you grieving or helping somebody else that's grieving. Look, we all gonna make it through by the grace of God and mercy. The only thing that's keeping us going, y'all. So, you know, that's my emotions. You know, that's just how I feel about it. I'm just have to keep saying this. Please don't come in the comments or don't message me. If you got my phone number, don't reach out to me talking about some, oh, you're cussing, you're talking about God. And baby, this is just my emotion. This is how I feel about the whole situation. It's my truth. It's a video for me. If it helps you, cool. But yeah, always love and peace. Y'all stay safe. Bye, y'all.